There's many celebrities out there that have achieved marvelous success. They have achieved goals that seemed impossible to everyone around them. One of these people was Arnold Schwarzenegger, which I wanted to briefly discuss a quote that I once read from his, but it was like decades ago. So the actual information itself will have to be paraphrased because I can't really remember which newspaper it was in, since the first time I laid my eyes on it, it was in 2011, and the interview itself was given, I think, in the 70s or 80s. So overall, it's a pretty old interview from back in his day when he wanted to be bodybuilding champion, and I asked him how he would go about achieving this goal, how he actually managed to achieve goals in general. And he said he would start to imagine himself winning with such intensity until he reached the point that he actually felt that he would do it, that he was able to do it, and then this easy feeling, as he sort of mentioned, I'm paraphrasing here, but he said something along the lines of this easy feeling came over him, which made sure that he never doubted in his ability to achieve his goal, and then he got to work in the gym. So in other words, if we actually take this all back to what we're usually sharing on this channel and studying, for example with Neville Goddard, in this case Arnold would imagine his goal to the point of a state of satisfaction until he felt natural in this dream, in pursuing this dream. Because you see, most people, when we have a dream that is far beyond our current reality, it feels completely unnatural and illogical for us to ever achieve it. But by using your imagination consciously and deliberately, you can actually reach a point that it starts to feel natural and logical to you, that you'll be able to achieve it, and then you'll get to work. Then when you are working on your dream, you're not coming from a place of doubts and worries and insecurities. You're coming from a place of conviction, certainty, and confidence, and determination, dedication. You'll be totally focused and able to keep working on your dream regardless of the present circumstances or what people are telling you around you. They might be saying that you can't do it, right? This happens all the time. People doubting in us, and then we start to doubt in ourselves, and then we never achieve anything. But if we approach it like Arnold did, we sit down, or you lay down, whatever you want to do. You close your eyes and you just simply imagine what your dream is all about. The joy, the fun about that dream. How would your life change if your dream were now reality? You start to simply imagine it with your eyes closed. You calm down the mind, you focus on this concept, this dream of yours. And you become completely absorbed in a dream, which means you should totally lose yourself in a dream. You learn to focus on your dream with such intensity that it's the only thing on your mind. This joy of the dream. You could see it in your mind, how wonderful your life would be if this was the reality. You stay in that state. You learn to stay in that state of mind when you open up your eyes and go to business, go to work. You see, if I do this, I can already tell with many goals in the past that it has helped me tremendously to realize stuff that I thought initially was impossible. I would first imagine it in my mind until I reached a point where I was totally convinced that I could do it, because I got so used to just imagining it and seeing it in my mind, get so used to the dream, to what it entails, that I no longer was doubting when I took physical action. And that is actually a sign that you have convinced your subconscious mind that it is possible. Because as long as the subconscious mind believes it's impossible, then no matter how much consciously you think and hope you can do something, it will never happen, because your subconscious mind will constantly work against you. But through the process of using your imagination in this specific manner, you'll be able to influence your own subconscious mind so that it also starts to believe and accept your dream, and then you'll have the power to make it happen. Because one thing you really want to understand is that the feeling nature inside of your consciousness is actually it's a subconscious thing. So this is very interesting, because if you think of a dream and you start to imagine what it would be about, initially you might have all these doubts and worries, and you just have to, and you feel uncomfortable. You feel like, oh, this is never going to happen, it's never going to work out for me. Just understand that's the old subconscious programming that you're witnessing inside of yourself. But you can command through dedication, discipline, you can command yourself to get away from that. Instead, to focus on, yes, I can, I will. You will feel able that you can do it. You have to feel that. You have to dare to feel it. How do you learn to feel that? By deliberately focusing your imagination on what your dream is all about. You get so used to it that you start to feel differently about your dream. It's like, in reality, spiritually speaking, if you can see within your imagination the good you desire, it exists spiritually speaking already on an invisible level. It's not physically here, but invisibly you already have it. You already have realized your dream by simply doing that, spiritually speaking. If you want to have it physically, then you have to make sure that your subconscious mind also believes in this, also accepts the idea. And you accept an idea by totally falling in love with the dream, because that is one of the greatest emotional states in which you can be, love. If you truly love your dream, you're in total harmony with it, which means your subconscious mind will accept it, and then, just like Arnold would say, you get this easy feeling, this feeling of confidence, conviction within yourself that yes, I'll be able to do this. Because you have retrained your mind to focus on you can do it instead of maybe I can't do it. All these old doubts will just melt away. If the conviction is strong enough that you can do something, if you just keep that in mind, build this strong conviction that you can do something, that will override all the doubts and worries that you used to have. So whatever your goals are, you know what your goals and dreams are, and you'll also know, if you're honest with yourself, whether you doubt and worry about whether you can do it. At times you will, we all do. But then you have to understand, I can override these doubts and worries by very intensely daring to imagine the good I desire inside my mind, and totally falling in love with that dream, totally obey that dream, totally become one with that dream, start to live from that dream. That is also what Neville would say. Living from the end means that you live from this mental state, from a subconscious belief that something has already happened, that you have already achieved your desires. And as you keep doing that, you'll grow towards it. That's exactly what Arnold did. He would imagine to the point that it starts to feel easy, where he had no doubts about his ability to do it, and then he would just get to work in the gym, in his case. In our case, depending on our goals, it might not be the gym, but it might be some other activity that you feel that you should be involved in, reasonably speaking. And because you have trained and prepared your mind to be in total conviction that you can do something, you'll be able to act on these activities with much more power and strength. And because that's what you need. You don't want to have a doubtful mind when working on your dream. There's no point in that. It only delays stuff, and it only makes stuff more tricky and frustrating at times. But if you can come from a place of conviction through this method, then it will be much more pleasurable and easy for you to act on your dreams consistently on a daily basis. That is ultimately also how I started this channel, as we've mentioned numerous times, but it remains a fun story to me, at least, because again, I will never forget, you start with nobody, but then I have a dream, and I make myself convinced I could do something with it, and then I'm determined to keep sticking to it, and then stuff started to happen in my world. I would start making videos, even though there would be no subscribers, right? But I would have the conviction in my mind that I could do it, because I would already imagine having an audience that would tune into the videos to begin with. And that's from the foundation from which I started working on my channel. And yes, then people started showing up over time. So it worked there as well for me, and it can work for any goal. It can even work for a goal like sobriety. People are stuck in addiction. They have to build the vision of sobriety, but then they have to convince themselves that sobriety is better than taking the drug. If they can do it through their imagination, they will have no issue stopping their addiction, because at that point, if you're convinced that sobriety is better than your addiction, it doesn't make any sense anymore to take it. It completely overrides the addiction. It's very interesting and very powerful, and it's something that many addicts out there should learn, because that is also another huge problem for humanity out there, that they're addicted to all kinds of stuff that is actually dragging them down, and they don't know how to get out of it anymore. But again, you can use the same method there as well. You see, the main point here, everything depends on your own state of consciousness. Whether you achieve your dreams or not is dependent on your own state of consciousness. So make sure it's in harmony with your dream. Make sure you're full of conviction and faith that you can make it happen through the proper use of your imagination. And then, just like Arnold, you'll get this easy feeling, this feeling of conviction. The worries are gone. You feel capable, you feel confident, and then you're able to take action in a much more powerful way. Now, with that being said, dear viewer, Never forget that we are the dreamers.